Oh, holy shit, you came back. Welcome to another wonderful episode of the Wait, What Was I Doing? A Squirrel, Ape, and Trash Panda's ADHD podcast. Last week we asked you all for your safe words. They still need to be in effect, but remember that by simply listening to this podcast, you have consented to the pain that you are about to receive. I am holding back absolutely nothing throughout this entire podcast.
Let me find my shocked face.
Right.
My shotgun is loaded and bulletproof vest can be found to the left, but I'd make no promises that I'm aiming for the chest.
Yeah.
Legit.
Let's just say that the end of this podcast becomes real fast.
That's a minor understatement.
We're going to be talking about our Arch-Nemesis this week, time management and planning, or lack thereof. And we're going to end with talking about how these things can be used in invalidation of people with ADHD, not only by other people, but surprise guest appears at the end.
Stand by. You're going to love this one.
Buckle up.
And here we go.
So this week we're continuing our little series about invalidation of ADHD due to...
Wait. No. Let's correct this. This full-on frontal fucking attack of everybody who listens to this podcast. Please, now continue.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I mean, he's not, but he made me lose my train of thought. Bastard.
Well, that's just bad planning.
Well, isn't that a coinkydink? There's this full-on frontal assault of every one of you listening about time management and planning today. We're going to... That is what we're doing. And I just fucked all of that up. I really should be high when I do this. But I'm out of pain medicine, so I'm suffering. You're all just going to have to suffer with me. I'm going to make this as painful as possible.
We're skipping safe words and going right to pain.
Yep.
Is that what you're saying?
Perfect.
Excuse me. Are you not the one that just did the whole segment on boundaries? Boundaries have to be established before pain is introduced. This is bad kink practice here.
Hey, we establish boundaries. You come into this podcast, you expect to be attacked. That is a boundary that is automatically set here.
We make no secret about that. If you're walking into this room, expect the assault.
You consent to abuse in here, period.
It's like one of those I'm not a robot check marks, right? By clicking yes, you recognize that we're about to break out the fucking strap-on and the pegging shall begin.
Wait. Here it is, the moment where it comes every podcast and I start questioning all of my life choices that brought me to this very moment. We have reached it in record time. We've been recording for a whopping 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yep.
Congratulations, gentlemen. You set the bar high. Anyway, this week we're continuing the full frontal assault about invalidations about ADHD due to the symptoms that people struggle with ADHD. And this week we're going to be covering two things that we collectively consider to be an arch-nemesis of ours. That being our piss-poor planning and time management skills.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have wonderful time management skills. I did not review my homework.
Just because you reviewed the homework an hour before the hour mark before we started doesn't help the fact that we didn't start recording this until an hour and a half later than usual.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's 1:30 in the morning and
we're doing the time management episode. Tell me you have ADHD.
You know what's really fucked up? I was here and ready for once.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're 6 episodes if you count episode 0. We're 6 episodes in. And for the first time in history, Lee is the reason that we are running late. Congratulations. Job well done.
Well, it was bound to happen sometime.
I'd like to accept the Academy Award for finally fucking getting my shit together.
I'm still unblemished. I have not been the cause of being late yet.
Your time will come.
I'm sure I will, but for now, I'm going to hold a record.
Now, for those playing along at home, this does mean that for 5 straight weeks, Spaz has been the source of all problems. Congratulations, Moose. It is not you when it comes to this podcast. It is Spaz.
Yep.
Now, So what I'm sensing here is it's got to be TikTok creators that are always late.
Look, just because you bailed out today
Mhm.
doesn't mean that you can start throwing jabs at us already. It
It's
hasn't
now.
even been 24 hours, sir.
It hasn't even been 12 yet. What are you talking about?
That he does pose a very good point. And I mean, what I'm going to have to do is have to make a rebuttal from my platform. Oh, too soon?
Just make sure you're not talking nice about anybody, otherwise you might get a community guidelines violation.
I had to put that video up, man. I had to fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, twice for talking nice. Talking
Mhm.
fucking nice.
Way to go, TikTok.
It is what it is. Whatever.
Well, there's a series in and of itself. Anyway, moving on.
We actually have an episode about that coming up here soon, but that's for an episode
Coming up soon.
coming soon to a podcast near you. But yes, this week we're going to be talking about time management and piss poor planning. I mean, planning.
No, I think you had it right the first time.
I think I had it right the first time. Pretty sure I did. These tend to be two areas that people with ADHD get a lot of flack from neurotypicals because they have this ability to notice the passage of time when it comes down to planning. And, well, they also have this wonderful thing called prioritization, executive functioning. It's awesome. So, people with ADHD tend to get some shit from people without ADHD. And neurotypicals typically. Neurodivergents tend to get it. It's the neurotypicals who really...
Yeah.
You know what? I can't even say that because there are some neurotypicals who are just assholes, you know.
Neurodivergents that are just assholes.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but admittedly, though, like, it's funny because when I think of how a lot of people complain about time management, and I know that mine would be so much worse if I did not have this little clock in the bottom right of my monitor, right? So if I'm working on something, I'm constantly looking down at the clock to keep myself in check.
Mhm.
If I didn't have that, I'd be fucked. I would have no idea.
Yep.
No idea.
I have an old school alarm clock on my desk under my monitor stand. Big red numbers
Mm.
that I can see. Because, like, earlier today, Lee and I were playing Call of Duty so that I could get some practice in, right? But I had things to do that I had to do this afternoon. So, like, if I didn't have that alarm clock, we'd have blown right fucking past that without even thinking.
Yep.
I'm a rebel without a cause. I have an analog clock behind me.
She doesn't even fucking script either, so.
Hey, I'm driving this fucking bus, motherfucker. Chill the fuck out or I'll drive it right through that elementary school, no qualms about it.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
This is my amused face.
Do you have that one friend who just can't take a compliment? Are they always trying to hightail it out of a conversation when you start talking nice about them? Do they constantly think they cause chaos instead of accepting your love? Well, let me introduce you to this newest product from Squirrel Co., the Neck Gun.
Oh, this is my part. Sorry, I was scrolling. Hold your loved ones in place so you can freely spew your sticky love words at them without fear of them escaping. Express your unconditional love to them while they are safely restrained. Order now, and the Neck Gun will come with an anti-bat and tank measure so they can't fight their way out with the love bat or love tank. But wait, there's more. If you order in the next 5 minutes, the Neck Gun comes with unlimited net ammo at the low cost of 80 equal payments of HD nuts. Get your Neck Gun now while quantities last. Side effects may include rope burn from trying to escape, grumpy friends for trapping them in a net, people actually accepting your love without running away. Squirrel Co. was not responsible for any damages caused by a tactical love nuke, love bat, or love tank while you or your friends are restrained by the Neck Gun.
The Neck Gun from Squirrel Co. When you just have to take that next step in making sure your friends know how you feel about them. Get it in 80 H&D store near you soon.
Okay, so why do ADHD people struggle so hard with time management and planning?
I don't know, Patrick. Why don't you tell us?
Because I know for a fact that I have amazing fucking plans. Like, I can make 600 plans and figure out exactly how they're all going to work. But you know what I have a major problem with? Is actually initiating those tasks.
Follow through!
Initiating those plans. I can't initiate fucking shit, right?
And why would that be?
Oh, because, you know, we have this problem with executive function and actually following through with doing these plans and figuring out exactly how, you know, how much time it's going to take, because we just don't understand the actual flow of time.
Well, that and prioritizing which one
Time is a mystery.
It is, yeah. And
Well, prioritizing is definitely a big problem as well. And not only that, but let's talk about, for a neurotypical person to accomplish a task, they will walk into a room, turn on the light, do the task, finish the task, walk out of the room and turn out the light. What does ADHD people do? Well, fuck, I don't think I have enough time to list every single step that is going to be involved for those tasks.
I tested this out on Twitch about 2 weeks ago. I had somebody made mention of, the managing a task. And I told them about the cereal video, right? Again, props to Lee on that one. Because I hoisted that.
Yeah, that's right.
I hoisted that from you.
I'm that bitch.
You are that bitch. But, so I referenced that one. And I sat there and fucking banged out high speed. And, I said, I'm sitting here, I'm doing this, I'm hungry. Okay, so I want to get a bowl of cereal. And I went, and rattled off every fucking step in the way, right? And I tried not to miss anything this time. Because when I did it the first time, it was just like, whatever. But this time I tried to bang everyone out. And at high speed, and I actually clipped it. I actually made a highlight of it on my Twitch, and it took like 2.5 minutes just to list the steps that it would take to accomplish that task.
For those of you that aren't familiar with the video that we're talking about, it was an example that I made about how executive functioning is impaired in a person with ADHD. And I like to use the idea of checkboxes. In your mind, you might come up with a mental list of steps that you have to do in order to complete a task. Well, executive functioning works like this, or executive dysfunctioning works like this for me. And this is for me, and experiences will vary on this. This is one of those things where everybody's experience is going to be a little bit different, so this is my experience with it. I'm hungry, and I'm sitting here in my office at my computer, and I want a bowl of cereal. Well, in a neurotypical brain, this amount of steps that I would have to do would be leave my office, go down the hall, go to the kitchen, get a bowl, get a spoon, get the cereal, get the milk, pour the cereal, pour the milk, put the cereal back, put the milk back, and put the spoon in the bowl and bring it back to my office, and then eat it.
Done and done.
That sounds nice.
Doesn't it?
Now, for a neurodivergent brain, I have to get up from my chair, walk out my office, walk into the kitchen, stand there for a second, look around, try to remember what the fuck I'm trying to do. I have to grab the bowl and put the bowl on the counter. I have to grab the spoon and put the spoon on the counter. I have to go to the pantry and open the pantry to reach into the pantry, pull out the box cereal, close the pantry door, come back, and put it down on the counter. I then have to go to the fridge and open the fridge to grab the milk and pull the milk out and close the fridge and bring it back to the counter. I then have to open the cereal and open the bag and pour the cereal and close the bag and close the box. I then have to open up the milk, pour the milk, put the milk back down, and put the top back on it. I then have to pick up the box of cereal and the carton of milk, and I have to make sure that the cereal goes back into the pantry, so I have to walk to the pantry, open the door, put the cereal back into the pantry, walk out of the pantry and close the door, walk to the refrigerator, open up the refrigerator, put the milk back, and close it. Once again, making sure that the cereal made it to the pantry and that the milk made it to the refrigerator.
I was going to say, how many times did you fucking get those backwards?
I then have to turn around, go back to the counter to pick up my spoon to put my spoon into my cereal bowl, and then I have to pick up my cereal bowl to walk back to my office so that I can put it on my desk so I can sit down so I can finally take my first bite. With executive functioning issues, that list becomes monumental, and this leads to task paralysis.
And not only that, but so what else? The other thing you're not mentioning in that is our problem with prioritization, right? I did a video on making a sandwich and all the steps it took me to make a sandwich, right? And in the middle of the fucking video, I stop and go turn on the lights because I realize it's dark in the kitchen, right? Or,
Now, in either case, God forbid you get distracted by something else. Because if something else gets introduced into the mix, not only have you fucked up your list of priorities in air quotes, but also you could completely lose your train of thought. You could lose what step you're on. You could, you're off and fucking washing the dishes because the bowls are dirty.
I was about to say, that was about to be my example. God forbid your spoon or your bowl is dirty and you have to wash it.
There's a perfect example on my page as well of me getting ready to make a sandwich and walking over to get bread, and the bread was behind my cherry Dr. Pepper bottle, right? And I went, ooh, cherry Dr. Pepper, I haven't had any caffeine today. And I pick up the cherry Dr. Pepper and walk away to pour myself a glass, and then fucking realize that I left the bread over there. The best part of the video is all my other neurotypical people looking at it going, hey, there's bread over there where you were going to make a sandwich anyways. What's the matter with that bread, right? Not realizing that it was an onion loaf and I can't eat that. But it's that kind of interesting derailments that go on inside of our brain as well that, oh great, now I'm on another track of fucking tasks and I've got this another giant list of fucking things to do. And you're talking about task paralysis because Now you're staring at 6 different fucking lists of things to do because you wanted to go get a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, so basically